Yo, 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 what's up? Johnny Mac here. So it's Fast Track Fridays. And on this episode of Fast Track Fridays, I just want to go over the question that I asked myself. And that is, if I was just starting to get into wholesaling or real estate, what would be the fastest path to get there? And I just wrote down a couple things and I just wanted to share with you. And as always, I just try to bring value. And that is actually the number one, is to bring value. So in real estate, you get paid to solve problems. Like, think about it, right? So somebody needs to sell their house. They hire a realtor, for example, to sell their house. They have a problem. They need to sell their house. They need to find a buyer. They need to market it. They need to vent through people that are qualified and disqualified, right? That realtor is going to get paid to solve a problem. So we too get paid to solve problems. So one thing that you do is you bring value. And it took me a while to learn this, but then I started to realize it. Like, I would go to these REI meetups and I'd sit there month after month after month. And sometimes I'd have good conversations. I would meet some people, but I didn't get a deal doing that. It was almost like the whole idea of the in the weeds ways to do the deal was never really revealed. And I couldn't piece it all together. I used to listen to that Bigger Pockets, right? And I used to hear like doing out-of-state wholesale deals and doing a wholesale deal. And for wholesaling, I didn't even do that since, I think it was the first one I did was like in 2022 or 2023. So just think about that. I've been doing real estate for like 5 years now, since 2020 or 2019, but I never did a wholesale deal until 2023. So bring value. And I'm going to bring value back into the conversation, but keep that in mind. So if I knew nothing, this is what I would do. I would go and I would go to the county websites in my county. Doesn't matter what state you are, and type in, like, I'm in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. So Montgomery County Sheriff Sale. And if I did that, what would happen is it would come up on the Sheriff County website, and there'd be a date of properties that are going to be auctioned. You know, there's some that are going to be auctioned actually in like 2 weeks. And it's usually it's usually every single month, the same time. So like the first Tuesday, the first Wednesday, the second Wednesday, whatever. So you get that list. Okay. And that's free. You download it. Maybe you print it out. Okay, so now you got 2 pieces of paper that you printed out, maybe 3. So you got some ink involved, right? So now you go to, again, I'm going to give you all free stuff. Then you go to that person's name. Now you can do this a couple ways. You can skip trace everything. And for skip tracing, I would recommend Skip Matrix, and I would use the code JOHNMC, JOHNMC, and you get a discount. But if you want to do it for free, this is what you do. You go to True People Search, and then you reverse look that address. And when you reverse look the address, you'll find the names and everything. And then you start calling. And when that person on the other line answers the phone, do I say, hey, my name's John, and I seen that you were on a list, and I want to buy your house? No, you don't say that. You come and you add value, because your goal is to add value. We get paid to solve problems, right? So, and what is your value? You're gonna offer a solution to their problem. What is their problem? They're in pre-foreclosure, need help. 9 out of 10 times, most people, if they go through a pre-foreclosure, they only do it maybe once in their life. So just think about this and put yourself in their shoes. If they're in pre-foreclosure, they don't know what to do. And guess what? Lenders and banks, they suck at what they do. I mean, in my mind, whether this is bias or whatever, I think that most banks, all they care about is the bottom line. So they're not helping the homeowner. So anyway, hey, my name's John. I'm just calling to see if anyone has taken time to go over options to help save your home. No, I'm not selling my house. Okay, well, I don't want to buy your house. At the end of the day, I am an investor and I can buy your house if it comes down to a homeowner losing their equity versus the banks taking it. But again, my first and foremost goal is to offer options that I see have helped other homeowners to save their homes. So whether I'm texting, calling, now say they don't answer, right? And I'm watching on the county website and I see, wow, this house is not moving, because there's going to be a couple of things that you're going to see on the county websites. You're going to see stayed, which means that the auction has been, kiboshed, like it's no more. You're going to see postponed. Maybe the auction, maybe they call and they get a lawyer or whatever, or they work out something with the bank and they postpone the auction for a month or two. So you're going to see this, but you're going to call and you're going to text. I would be calling, I'd be texting. And then, again, I told you all free things. You pull the list. You can use Google Voice. Google Voice is actually free to set up a free phone number, so you don't have to use your personal cell if you feel funny about that. So use Google Voice. That's also free. Then if you want to look up their information and their address and even do skip tracing, you can use Jerry Norton's PropWire, which is free. And there's other softwares out there, and I'm not saying these to recommend any, but there's PropStream, there's Batch Leads. They cost money. I think it's like $100 a month or something like that. But Jerry Norton's is free because Jerry Norton's just a freaking go-giver and he adds value to people and he really loves what he does. So PropWire, free. That looks up their address, and I think you can even skip trace their numbers in PropWire. So now you have their number, you have their address, and then the other thing is you drive to their house. You drive to their house and you knock on the door. And that, if you've never done that before, is scary. But I'm telling you, that is the quickest way to get a deal. And you knock on the door and you have a conversation. And you get through your first one. And then you don't die, because you're going to realize, wow, I ask people after they knock their first door, did you die? Or after you talked on the phone to a seller, did you die? Are you dead? No, I'm not. Okay, well, you're good. And then you just do it again. And you start building that muscle in your mind, and you start overcoming that fear in your mind. And you realize, wow, I can do this. And keep knocking. Now, statistically, you can Google this, but the average deal is like 100 to 150 doors. So if you knock 100 to 150 doors in your area, the probability of you getting your first deal is very good. Then you say, well, I don't know what to do. Like, what happens if they ask me a question and I don't know? Well, in the bottom there, it says, you need help with a deal? DM me, deal. Okay. Now, I'm just one person. There's many people in your network locally that will help you, but I will definitely help you. And all you do is you say, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm sick of this. I want to go out and do my first deal. I go and knock on the doors. And the lady, the guy, the homeowner, they say, well, what about this, this, and that? And you're like, I don't know what to do. But you know what? My partner, John, and yeah, I'll be your partner. Say, my partner, John, he's really good at this, and he has helped save hundreds of people's homes. Can I set up a phone call with you and John to talk about this? There you go. And then get their cell phone. And that's the other thing. You want to get their cell phone. I say things like, listen, I don't really feel like driving all the way over town. Can I have your phone number just to check in? Even if they say they're not interested. But anyway, if you get stuck, you know that I got your back. And that's the power of networking. And that's the other thing is on my list is local meetups, local networks, specifically sub 2 community. And yes, I'm in sub 2. I've been in it for 2 years, but I'm going to compare what before sub 2 to after sub 2. So before sub 2, I would go to these REI meetups, and I mentioned this earlier in the video, and it really wasn't that interesting. But when you go to a sub 2 meetup, and they're everywhere, like if you're in the Philadelphia area, hit me up, man. There's like tons of them around here. I know they're in North Carolina, South Carolina, Texas, Chicago, like they're everywhere. If you need help finding a sub 2 meetup, hit me up. And when I say sub 2, you don't necessarily have to be part of sub 2. It's open to the community. So you can go there. But these are people that are excited about what they're doing. They're excited about sharing. They're excited about JVing. And you go into like when I used to go to the REI meetups, yeah, there was energy. It was exciting. But when I go to a sub 2 meetup, man, it is like it's a whole nother level. So that's the other thing. So you got door knock, pull list, text, call, free softwares, True People Search, PropWire. You got your county websites for the sheriff sales, and then you got local meetups. And you also need to do, there's that book called Atomic Habits. It just talks about being 1% better, like doing like small little things, one step further. I had a W-2 when I first started wholesaling. I was doing it nights and weekends. And I would come home after work, and then I'd hit the phones, and I'd be texting and calling and locking up deals. It took like a year and a half ish for me to transition from W-2 to doing this full time. However, it was in my mind. And Atomic Habits talks about making those small goals and just doing them day in and day out and day in. So like some of mine are like, connect with one person this week. That's a small goal. Go to the gym every day. I don't got to go to the gym for 5 hours, but if I just go every day for half an hour to 45 minutes, I'm just making small increments, right? And you're constantly doing things. So when it comes to real estate, text people, call people, put yourself out there. Get over the fear factor part. You have to, unless you want to. Don't live life in regret. Like, go out there and screw stuff up. Like, revamp your mind from saying, well, what if I fail? So what? What if I lose money? So what? You lost money before. Lose it again. You'll get it back. It comes and goes. Failure to me is not failure. Like, I don't fail. I learn. It's a learning lesson. I know, if you drive down a road and you realize that's the wrong way, the next time you're driving there, you're not going to go down that road because you've already gone down that road before and it's not the right way. So now you kind of know. So failing is on the road that leads to success, right? The road to success is paved with failure. And you only fail if you don't try. And you only fail if you give up and quit. So just to recap, and Fast Track Fridays, I want to make this short, and we're like a couple minutes in here, but pull a list from the county, door knock, text, call, use True People Search, that's free. Use Jerry Norton's PropWire, that's free. And use Google Voice, that's free if you're scared about using your own cell phone. These are all free things, so there's no excuses. And if you really want to do some deals and push yourself out there, hit me up. Like, I got leads you can call. Just DM me, reach out to me on Instagram, whatever. But Fast Track Fridays, I appreciate yous. And please click the link if you like this and share it. See you next week.